Just as we had Ben Gold, the first video game champion in the world, we are now going to call another elder god. He's the first of his kind, the first professional gamer to ever exist in gaming. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is not an opinion. This is a fact. In the early 80s, this giant, this elder god, he pretty much set the standards for competitive gaming. Several software companies, some publishers as well, all paid him. Oh, you can call. He'll answer the phone. They all paid him to endorse their products and services, making him the first professional gamer in the world.
Hello.
And there he is, Todd
Hi.
Rogers. Like Aaron Rodgers, you can use that. Todd Rogers, welcome to Game Day 2011 at the God's Arc, streamed by 8-Way Run. We just got off the phone with Ben Goal, the first video game champion. We wanted to, introduce you to the viewers and educate them on their elder gods, ancestry. So pretty much I was letting everyone know that, you're the first paid professional gamer in the world. What year did you first get paid, and by what company?
I would be 1980 through Activision.
Wait a minute. You heard me? Todd, did you hear me?
Yeah, it was sort of muffled, but yeah.
Oh, wow, because I didn't have the mic. You can hear me now, right?
Yes.
Oh, you got godlike hearing. The mic was on the floor, on the table.
No, it's not godlike, it's Todd-like.
Oh, there we go. It's not godlike, it's Todd-like. I'm going to have to inform Red that you're stealing his swag. So, name some of the companies that paid you to, endorse some of their, services and products.
It would be Atari, Accolade, Activision, Absolute, Sega, Nintendo, Capcom, Konami, Romstar. Are we just talking home systems or arcade systems? Marvin Glass, Pepsi. I mean, there's a whole list. I think that's on Wikipedia, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, well, hold on for a second. Listen, people, 10, that is not the skills of the elder god. Todd Rogers is not playing Scott Pilgrim, okay? All right, he's on the phone talking. So Todd, so now we're here raising some money for Game Day. And we have when you go into the Game Day site, you see all these other gamers playing some video games from their prospective streams. We've seen world record attempts being made, and all types of game classics, new, mid-school, all that other type of stuff. I was asking Ben Goal, when he compared his time as the first champion back, in the early 80s, how can he compare, what does he compare today? When you've been more involved, in fact, no, you've been involved in all three age, old, middle, and new school, even as going as far back as the E4All event back in 2004. Give us your opinion and experience on yesterday's gaming versus today.
Well, you really can't compare the two. I mean, manufacturers of yesteryear made games to where the arcade owners would become rich. You were dumped off at an arcade where your parents, and again, it was looked upon as a negative light because the media was bashing video games, and it'd say, oh, you're wasting your life in a game room when you should be doing your studies. Well, I was a B-plus student. I mean, I had a job. I got paid by video game publishers, and, I had the best of all three worlds, so to speak. But yeah, I mean, back then you had your arcade universe, which is the world that people like Bill Mitchell, Ben Gold, and Mark Robichek, and all those gamers from yesteryear played in. And of course you had me, who transversed into both demographics of home systems as well as the arcade. While they were out banding together and traveling the country, competing against everybody, I was not among that group, but yet I was being employed. And I say employed, I was getting a paycheck from 42 software publishers to showcase their product.
And now you know how hard it is. In fact, in today's time, I don't think there's even more than 20 true professional gamers where actual companies are paying the actual gamers to endorse and promote any product at all.
This
Like,
is because, again, years ago, video games was a stigma of you're wasting your life. It's nothing but brutality, yada yada yada. And it could go on. They can claim video games were bad about any number of reasons. And this is why a lot of the software publishers reached out to me because, I mean, I had everything going for me. I was the top of my game, unchallenged, and what better person to represent their product? They have their celebrities endorsing the product, like Mike Tyson, Mike Jordan, Robert Culp, Barbie Benton, and they had me come in and play the game to show the game's abilities to the consumer aspect, or people that were going to purchase the units from them, because back then, consumer electronics shows or CES shows were not open to the public. So you had other media sources that were going to buy their product. So they wanted to show them the best thing that they could do is have either the designers or myself to play the game for them, to show it to the consumer aspect, people who are buyers and jobbers for companies.
and today, there's only one guy that we all know that is actually doing that, and that's Fatality. We have a couple other guys, but they're really just promoting leagues and competitions. They had Daigo, who now is promoting the Mad Cat stick. So you can add Daigo to that scene. You had Justin Wong last year. Well, actually not last year, but pretty much in 2009 promoting Evil controllers. But there really isn't a lot of gamers actually doing this. It really is a few. I can honestly say there are a couple million gamers in the world that wants to go into a professional field, and we cannot name 10 that are in
See,
or
and that
have
was
ever
the
been
thing
in.
is, everybody has an origin point. Mine was Activision, and then Activision spilled it over into Joystick Magazine, where I was doing editorial work for Joystick Magazine, which spilled over into doing arcade work for Marvin Glass, beta testing the game called Wacko, which then spilled over. I mean, it just everything had an avenue of meeting people, finding out about their software products and stuff like that. It was absolutely incredible.
Okay.
And then you have people like Funcom, who is a company who manufactured, joysticks for gamers like myself years ago for the home front. They had the Slick Stick, the Starfighter, and the TAC-2. And I put my name behind all three products. And, of course, we all know, as we had a discussion before, about the TAC-2 being unbreakable. And I used it on Decathlon. And the heat, the friction from going back and forth with the fluid movement on playing Decathlon, heated up the shaft of the stick, and it broke. So I told them, I just remove my name from that particular item because it's not unbreakable. It is.
In today's time, we don't have gamers like that. They don't care if it breaks or not. As long as you're paying them, they're going to take it. But I guess that's the same for a lot of industries. No one cares about putting their integrity behind the product's integrity as long as they get paid. But moving forward, because we're going to have to come along soon because we're going to be closing up the stream soon. What are you doing right now? What's been going on in the world of Todd Rogers?
Right now is in gaming or at this moment?
Oh, well, right now is in gaming.
Well, because I was saying, started watching UFC and watching a fight going on. I got mad because I was going to stream a Crazy Taxi attempt earlier, and I punched my Sony, and now my Sony does not work, so I can't get online with it.
You should have punched the Nintendo. It would have kept working.
True. As for gaming, I don't know. I know, like I said, I appreciate the involvement to be in the group that we're with to help other organizations, and of course our sponsors that are helping out diligently. But as for competitive gaming, I'm not certain. I think I might, like I say, come up to the Arc and hone my skills on the Street Fighter games or the Marvel vs. Capcom, like you suggested.
Oh yeah, that's right, gentlemen. Todd Rogers, he's one of the elder gods that actually plays today's games. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, he plays today's games. His most recent attempt in video games, he set a world record in Crazy Taxi for the GameCube. Was it the GameCube or the Dreamcast? As the GameCube. So
yeah, that was at the Arc.
and that's mid-school stuff right there. And when we were at Billy Mitchell's arcade, the King of Kong in Florida, Todd Rogers was playing Todd Rogers and Bengo was playing Terminator Salvation with me. That game is actually good. There's actually a skill level to the game. It's not like one of those random.
The arcade one.
The arcade.
Not the console one, right?
No, Terminator Salvation, the arcade. We're not going to get into the console one. All right? We're not going to get into that. Well, pretty much just wanted to go give you a call. Definitely educating some of the people on this. Hey, Jackson, we should run a show like this like every month or something.
Well, we wanted to, but I never got around to figuring out the equipment back in the day when we tried to do it. But, I jerry-rigged it all today, and it's working great, so we could.
Oh, good, because then we can use this show to educate the gamers. Wait, I second you both want dinosaur. Oh, my goodness. So anyway, oh, that's where they are. All are. Well, I'm glad the trolls are all over there. But pretty much, we hopefully in the future, I'm gonna talk to Jack so we can try to work something out where we can have people watch a show where they can be educated on what's going on in the scene of gaming. And
I'd actually like to do a call-in show.
Yeah,
As people
something like
call
this.
in, ask questions.
Well,
yeah,
except for us calling them. But
of course.
Oh, and actually, we can call special guests, but then have some of the people in the stream call in and ask questions.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right, we're working on something, ladies and gentlemen. We're working on something. But Todd, thank you for your time. We appreciate your answering the phone call. We're going to make one more phone call for the day, and we're going to close it out for the night. We're going to call either the King of Chinatown, the producer Calvin Theobald, or Sean Griffin from Raw Gameplay. But we definitely...
What, nothing about pigs in space? I'm kidding.
Nothing.
Pigs in space.
We're not going to go through that. We're not going to. Anyway, you
All
have
right.
Tenryu said thank you for coming on the show, Todd.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. We'll talk to you later. All right.
Be safe.
Be safe. Bye.
Go through who we just spoke to.
Oh, you're going to